What's up YouTube, it's me Sony Beats, and today I'm going to be breaking down a beat called Metro. Took me a while to find this. I started making this in 2020. I didn't release it till 2021, and I never changed the name of the file. It was called Groove, and then I found what I thought was the original file, but it was the incomplete one, so I had to go back to my old computer and find the complete one. I really like this beat, mostly because of the drum loop I use. Pretty sure it's by The Count, and it's just like a really different sounding drum loop, and it goes well with these chords. I came up with these chords because I was practicing piano, and I was watching Piano Pick YouTube channel, and then I just started practicing chords. When I recorded these, I think I just tried to come up with something in the key of C minor, and I ended up with this, and it sounded good with the beat. So I just decided to break this down because it's one of my favorite beats that I've made in the past. There's a part in it that I don't like, but overall I think it's a decent beat. So to start off, these are the chords I came up with. I used the Rhodes for Me preset and added some RC20 to it, and I use this velocity to make sure nothing has a higher velocity than 97 or a lower velocity than 37. After that, I layered it with some more chords from Lounge Lizard. Next, I added this sound effect. It's just an atmospheric sound to add some ambiance to the beat. And it's being random panned. After that, I added this melody. Kind of regret adding this melody because in the moment it sounded good to me, but after I uploaded it and listened to it a few times, I think this is the worst part of the beat. If I could do it again, I would add a new melody or just take this out. Alright, so that was a melody that I wish I didn't add in there, but it's in there. What can you do? After that, I added some guitar. I don't play guitar often. That day, I just decided to add some. And on the guitar, I added a EQ, a gate to get rid of my finger sliding, archetype with Clean as a Whistle preset, RC20, Valhalla Supermassive. I think that's a free reverb that they have. I also added the Ableton hybrid reverb and then some soothe to get rid of the harsh frequencies. On this guitar, I added EQ also, and then another EQ, gate. Yeah, I think I EQ'd it, and then I decided to add the same chain that the other guitar had. So it's all the same reverb, soothe, and all that. Alright, so that was the guitar solo. After that, I added some background noise. I did the New York City Bridge Ambience. It's just a bunch of different city noises. I started with this one because it kind of sounds like somebody's walking in the train station and then they leave and go outside into the city. Yeah, so I just kind of added different parts of New York, so it kind of seemed like they're walking around, even though I don't think you can walk from Grand Central to the New York City Bridge and Brooklyn that quick. I don't know, it just sounded good. I added a police siren here. It's just a bunch of different parts of these city loops. And then that's it for all the melodic elements. After that, I added this drum loop, the Dono drums from the Count. And here I chopped it up. I took out all the kicks and replaced it with another part of the sample. So this is what that sounds like in the intro. So that just kind of makes it sound, I don't know, it sounds nice, sounds like a perc loop. And I added drum bus and some EQ to this to make the snare lower and make the kick hit a little harder. And this is what the drum loop sounds like. And I like it because it's not a normal kick snare, just not the normal snare pattern you would hear, you know? It just sounds really unique to me. I think the drums is what makes the beat sound so unique overall. After that, I added this. It's a trumpet. Pretty sure I just repitched these two and then repitched this whole thing to get it in key. So everything else is pitched +5. This is +3. I added some percussion sounds. So I added that, added this bell sound. It's panned to the right, but it already pans in the audio. So it's just more panning pretty much, and I EQ'd it. Added this, it's panning from left to right, it's shaker and it's being compressed. So whenever the kick hits, this ducks. This is being compressed, so when any loud peaks from the drums come through, it ducks here. Added this hi-hat loop. That's just in the guitar section. I added this. Sounds like two knives rubbing together or something. Added this with some delay on it. And then finally, I added this right here. It's the tree tone from the Inspired by Nature by Dylan Baston. There's a lot of good plugins in there, and I was using them a lot, and I kind of forgot about them. I recently started using them more again. This just kind of makes little random noises in the background. So that's it for all the drums and effects. Next for the bass, I use hybrid and I just added the warm-up lows from Ableton Stock Saturator. I use the soft soul bass. If you've heard of Eldre's music, he's the one that made this bass popular. For the bass, I just copied over the chord progression from up here and took out everything except for the root notes. So this is what the bass sounds like by itself. For the master, I just added an EQ to get rid of some of the high end, soothe with the less mud on the master preset, and then I boosted it with utility. I'm not really sure why I didn't use the limiter. I just left it like that. Added this dynamic EQ. I think I did the master assistant, so it just automatically does all this. And then I left the EQ like this. I might have messed with it a little bit. And then I had this to monitor the loudness. So that's it for this beat breakdown. If you like what you heard, go add this onto your playlist. While you're there on the Spotify, follow me and check out all my other songs. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.